Hey friends, welcome back to my channel. My name is Maureen. I am a homeschool mom to 2 boys, and today I'm going to do a little bit different of a video. I am actually going to be putting on my makeup with you while chatting about our transition from homeschool to private school and then back to homeschool. So we are in our 8th year of homeschooling now, and the boys both did a year, almost a year, at a middle school. And it was quite the transition, and I have had several questions about it. So I thought I would just chat with you and also do something else while chatting with you. So I'm gonna put on my makeup. All right, so I feel the largest need to preface with the fact that absolutely zero qualifies me to do a makeup tutorial video, which I don't know that I would call this a makeup tutorial, but I am gonna show you the products that I use and what I do and all the things, because I have had a couple of requests for that. I don't know why. I've never done makeup for other people before. I've never worked at a makeup counter before. I honestly rarely wear makeup except for mostly date nights and shooting these videos. So just FYI, if you're like, yeah, that's not what that product's for, I probably know that, and it's fine. No big deal. You can totally judge me. I don't care. Because I'm just gonna show you what I do and how I do it, and I will share with you what I use in case, I don't know, in case you like it. So let's get started. So I recently upgraded my curling iron and flat iron to the Dry Bar brand, which is not cheap, but oh my gosh, makes the biggest difference. Anyways, I'm not talking about hair, but in regards to that, I have these Dry Bar clips that I use now to just clip my hair back if my hair is done and I'm about to do my makeup. So that is what I'm using. That cute, right? I have been using Beauty Counter for a couple of years now, and I did not realize how well made of a product it was until COVID hit and the whole world shut down for a bit, and then we went back to life. And I didn't wear makeup during that time for at least 4 weeks, if not longer, probably longer than that. The first time I went to put mascara and concealer on, I just had like Covergirl, you know, from Target or whatever, and my eyes were so watery and burned. I was like, whoa. And so immediately I purchased mascara, and like any products that go around my eye, I now buy from Beauty Counter because it doesn't bother my eye. There's no like harsh chemicals and stuff in it, and I trust it for that reason alone. So anyways, I have been using their, what is this? Featherweight Foundation Twin Skin. Mine is, what is this? Medium 350. I don't even know if that's important for you to know, but that's what I'm using. So I always start with my foundation, which again, it's just kind of one of those things that maybe you're not supposed to do. I don't know. Are there rules to makeup? I don't think so. But rules are there to be broken, right? At least in my world they are. Okay, I do like the featherweight because I do feel like it's pretty light, like true to its name. So if you like a little bit more coverage, you may not like the featherweight, but I really like it. I like that it's light coverage because if I maybe have like some meetings or appointments or something that I have to go to during the day and then I'm gonna go work out later, it's not gonna like get all over my sweat towel and nasty stuff. And I use my shirt a lot to like wipe off my sweat in the middle of the workout, and I realize that I don't wear a lot of makeup when I do that or I don't often wear a lot of makeup when I do that, because the days that I do have makeup on and I wipe with my shirt, I'm like, oh crap. I have makeup like all over my shirt because I'm not used to having it on. Okay, and then I just use this little sponge thingy that I got from, I think this one is from Target, but I've seen them everywhere, like TJ Maxx, everywhere. Okay, next I'm gonna use Beauty Counter for my concealer. This color is Skin Twin, and it's the creamy concealer. I'm not very familiar with all their products. They may only have one concealer. I don't know, but that's what I'm using. And I'm just gonna put it right under my eyes, like so. And then I've just started kind of putting a little bit on my eyelid to kind of just hold my eyeshadow down when I do wear eyeshadow, because I don't always wear eyeshadow, but today I am. So, and then again, I just use a small sponge and just kind of apply that concealer like so. I used to use concealer that was like way lighter than my skin, and recently a girl was helping me find a color for me, and she was like, yeah, normally that's for like contouring. And I was like, what? Contouring? What is that? She's like trying to explain it to me, and I'm like, yeah, I'm not gonna do that. I tried it one time years ago. I tried it one time and it was like a creamy, so apparently you can do like creamy or like powder, and so I bought this like creamy contour kit or something, and I brought my kids to a birthday party, and someone there was like, you have something on your face, and it looked like I had like mud on my face. Like, it was terrible. It was an embarrassing experience, and I have never tried to contour again, so we won't be doing that today. All right, next I'm gonna fill in my brows. I have pretty decent brows, I feel like, and it was only just a few years ago that I started kind of filling in like right here a bit more, and so that's pretty much all I do. I don't do a whole lot with my brows. And this, I just use a cheaper, what is this, L'Oreal I get from Target. This one right here. Dude, is that why they put the hand like this? Ah, yeah, there we go. All right, so let's chat a little bit about our transition from homeschool to private school. And stay with me, because I can very rarely do two things at one time. At least like talking and actually doing two things at one time. Okay, so the boys went into 7th grade at a private school, year 2019 to 2020. So yes, you guessed it. They should have finished there when COVID hit. That was part of the reason why we started homeschooling pretty soon after that. But the transition itself, hang on, I cannot. Here we go already. I can't do two things at one time. Okay, so that's pretty much all I do to fill in my brows. I actually had made a whole video with Brooks, my youngest son, before we sold our house, and I kind of like interviewed him and talked about like we did like a first honest response kind of thing, because I have had a lot of questions about their transition and how they liked it and all the things. And anyway, so I had asked him a couple of questions and just let him answer like without any prep or anything. He was the one that actually initiated the idea of wanting to go to a middle school, or a traditional school, if you will. So I had him write down a pros and cons list to homeschool and to going to a traditional school. And it was the funniest thing, because his pros list for homeschool was like, I think he had like 8 or 9 things on there. And his pros list for traditional school was one, and it was to be with other people. That was it. And he'll tell you to this day, like, that was the only reason he really wanted to go, was because, you know, I mean, I have 2 boys and that's it. So he has 1 sibling, and I get it. Like, you school with that 1 sibling for 6 years, and especially if, you know, because we pulled them from a private school, so they knew what it was like to be in a traditional school, and then we started homeschooling. And so kind of still, even though he was really young, like knowing and having that comparison and remembering the feeling of being with other people and making friends in that aspect, I think he missed that. Where we live, there are just not any great co-ops, unfortunately. The last year before they went to that middle school, we were a part of a co-op, and unfortunately, and it was great. That was like the best one that we had enjoyed so far. Okay, so I'm just gonna like set my brows in place real quick using this CoverGirl CoverGirl Breezy Brow, excuse me. And then I'm just gonna use like a really cheap little wand. So anyway, so they went to a co-op, but the year before we decided to put them in the traditional school, the co-op unfortunately did not have enough interest to stay in business basically. So that year they did not have a co-op. And you know, even though we don't have great co-ops here, we usually paid membership fee to be a part of a co-op, even though we wouldn't do like the weekly, if they even offered weekly classes. We just didn't do that part. We really would just pay the membership to be a part of like the events that they would do, which were maybe like 2 or 3 a year. And most of them were geared towards like little bitties. So, you know, we were just kind of outgrowing all that. All that to say, having had some co-op experience and then going for a whole year without having any group activities, I know that played a huge role in him wanting to try out a traditional school, because he just wanted to be with people. My kids are super sociable. They love to be with other people. And they were just missing that aspect. Okay. Ooh, you know what I just realized? Y'all are about to catch me in a lie, because I do actually do some contouring and I didn't even realize that I do it. This actually happened by accident. Again, Beauty Counter. I love Beauty Counter. I didn't realize how much of their product I actually use. Anyways, okay, this is, what is this? This is the all over bronzer. Let me show you what it looks like. All over bronzer powder. So I bought this to just wear, this is gonna show my ignorance in makeup. I bought this to like freshen up because my face will get oily like throughout the day. And I didn't realize I didn't realize what bronzer was meant for. And so I would like do it on my nose, and like after 2 applications I was like, my nose is really dark, like it should not look like that. And then I started like YouTubing and looking up, and I realized, oh, you're not supposed to use bronzer that way. So what I do with it now is I put it like right like in my cheekbone, contouring. Didn't even realize I was doing that before I put my blush on. So like so if I were to go like that, right under my cheekbone, just to kind of like in that, what would make like almost like a shadow, I guess. I'm just gonna dip and kind of like, what is this? Tap it. I'm gonna tap it and add it. And I just kind of tap. I just clean my brushes so they're shedding. I don't ever like swoop with my brushes. I almost always like tap like this, because I find if I swoop, I'll get marks that I don't want. I kind of think of it like when you paint your nails, you wouldn't put, or you shouldn't put like a big glob of nail polish on your nail. You do like 2 or 3 thin coats. That's kind of how I think about makeup. All right, next I'm gonna use my blush, which I have had for entirely too long. I don't even know if this company is still a thing, but it's called Unique, like the word you and the neek. This is the seductive color. Ooh, seductive. Okay, so it's like that. Yeah. What else do you say about blush? I don't know, but I'm gonna put it on. Okay, so I use a smaller brush, and same thing. I'm just gonna like tap, tap, tap. And this one I just kind of put in the apples. Look at all those. You see, I just cleaned my brushes, and so they're shedding. I just cleaned them after like a very, very long time of not cleaning them, and we won't talk about how long ago that was. Okay, so back to the school thing. That was the reason why they wanted to, I say they, my youngest wanted to go. My oldest at first was like, no, I don't really want to go. Then they did like a shadow day that the school offered, and they went for a day and kind of shadowed the classrooms. They had like a buddy that they were paired with, and then they both fell in love with it. We really enjoyed it as well. They gave us a tour. We just all loved it. So we were excited about it. Now, I will say this. When they started, okay, keep in mind, this is a middle school, and my husband and I both graduated from public school. So that's all we know is public school. And we took for granted that our boys do not know, they don't have that experience of having gone to a middle school. They were only in elementary school. So they were having to change classes. They had a locker. They were having to keep up with multiple subjects and having a different teacher for every class. And Bo and I just like, we didn't consider prepping them for that, because I think we just took for granted that they would already know that. Like, it never even crossed our mind to talk to them about like, this is what it's gonna look like. You know, you're gonna have to organize your locker and make sure you know how much time you have between classes, make sure that you have with you what you need for the next class, like all of that. We did not talk to them about that. And because of that, we did not set them up for success. There were a lot of failures on our end that went into the first week of school, and it was so tough for them. I mean, so I cried so many times I can't even tell you. It was terrible. I'm not gonna lie, it was terrible. So then once I got into, okay, wait, I need to start on something else. Okay, all right, so for eyeshadow, I'm using this Tartellete. I don't know how to say that. This, okay. This is pretty new, actually. I was using, again, I use the same makeup for like forever, and I sold so much. I used to be like obsessed with MAC Cosmetics, like in high school, right after I graduated. I had so much of their makeup. I sold so much of it when we sold our house and went super minimalist, like super. So what I kept of my eyeshadows was like a bunch of random little, just a bunch of stuff. And I was tired of having like 3 or 4 different things to use just to put on like a simple eye. So I replaced this, and I just got this, so I'm super excited to use it. But oh shoot, can you see all the colors? That is like the perfect amount of colors for me to have in case I want to do something fun. For today, I'm just gonna put an overall color on, and then I'm gonna show you how I do like dark, like I just kind of put dark close to my lashes and come up with it a little bit, and that's pretty much it. So I'm gonna do Wanderer. Yeah, I'm gonna do that for, is this the, no, this is not the brush I want. I'm gonna do Wanderer. What does that sound? Wanderer. I'm doing the W for my all over because it's the color that's closest to my skin in the palette. So we're just gonna put that all over the lid. All right, so then after we got through the terrible chaos of week 1 of traditional school, they finally got into a routine, and then the homework came into place. Oh, I forgot about this too. Every grade was given a summer reading list, and we did not enroll the boys until like almost 2 weeks before the first day of school. We did not know the whole summer that they were gonna be going to the school, right? This was like a super last minute decision, which is how we roll. And so we got this summer reading list less than 2 weeks before the first day of school. Well, I just assumed it was like optional, you know, like, I don't know what I thought. Summer reading list to me just means summer. Like, why would you discuss these books again when it's not summer? I don't know. Come to find out, they were having to use these books to write reports and take tests and all of these things, and we had no idea. And so my poor boys, and especially the youngest, because he is like one of those, like, I need to make straight A's all the time and do really well and do my best, or I'm not happy. And I just, again, it was just one of those, it was a hot mess. I'm not going to go into detail. Just know it was a hot mess. So chaos of week 1, the whole book thing, and then just regular schoolwork starts and regular homework load starts. And when I tell you, for the whole year, no exaggeration, the whole year that they were at school, look, I'm getting hot thinking about it, y'all. For the whole year while they were at school, there were at least once a week where my boys would have to go to bed, and I would tell them, look, we just don't have enough hours in the day. Like, we just can't, I'm so sorry. We can't finish your work. I will let your teacher know, like, if you are not going to get in trouble if you don't get a good grade because you weren't able to complete it, because we just can't. Like, we physically just don't have the time to do it. The workload was ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous. Okay, so now I actually like to work dark to light from here. So I'm gonna use Fashionista, this one right here. Ooh, Lord, can you see that? There we go. And I'm gonna put it like right at my lash line and kind of like bring it up. But I do the whole like, what is this? Tapping thing, dabbing. for my eyes also. And then something else that I didn't find out until like recently, in Spanish and in PE, they didn't even get halfway through their course lesson because the kids were so out of control. Like both of my boys said that the kids were so, like, their behavior was so bad and they wouldn't like do their work. So the teacher, like for something like Spanish, kind of like math, like it's really difficult for you to move forward without the foundations, right? Like you have to have just the basics down and then you add to that. And they were like, the kids were so bad, like their behavior was so bad that they just couldn't even do their work. And I'm like, we're paying, okay? We're paying for this education that is being stumped because some other children refuse to work. I have a problem with that. All right, so I just kind of keep dabbing and adding that way until I like it and I feel like it's blended. Okay, now I'm gonna go with a flatter brush and add, like, I think this best friend one is cute. So, is that what it says, best friend? Yeah, the best friend one right here. I'm gonna add that just kind of like in the middle, like right here. I'm gonna say it's like my blender. I just totally made that up. I don't know if that's a thing or not, but I'm gonna use it to kind of blend. There's gotta be a better word. Yeah, blend. Let's see. This is gonna be new for me. Ooh, I think I really like that. Okay, I like the color. It's a little bit darker than what I wanted. I'm not going on a date right now, but if I was going on a date night, I would like it. It's not quite the daytime look that I was going for, but that's okay. That's okay. So on the inner part of my eye right here, I'm gonna do a little bit of a lighter color and just kind of dab it and bring it out a little bit and just blend it in with the rest. So I think I'm gonna use, oh, I like this name, Super Mom. Yeah, this one right here. I'm gonna use Super Mom for that, which is ironic because I was definitely not Super Mom when we transitioned to middle school. I have to laugh about it now, right? Because there's no sense in crying. Besides, I already did that, so we're over it. We're good. Life has moved on. It's probably a little lighter than I would have liked, but that's okay. I'm just gonna keep blending it. So I'm actually gonna take a little bit more of a yellowish tone, the Free Spirit one on top, this one, and go above. Let's see what that looks like, because I feel like Super Mom had a little bit too much white and cream in it. Yeah, I like that better. So I'll probably stick with Free Spirit from now on because it matches my skin just a little bit more. I feel like the white and the cream giving me like a middle school just learn how to do my makeup vibe. Which, side note, did anybody go through the white eyeliner phase in high school? Because I totally did, and I totally thought I was super cool for being different. Well, I still think being different is super cool, but you know what I mean? Like, no one else was wearing white eyeliner, and I was like, I'm gonna be the first one, it's gonna be awesome. And I wore white eyeliner. I think I even had white mascara, and I would take a sock, a white sock, and cut, like, you know when you put your socks on, like the ribbed part that goes around your ankle, I would cut that off of the sock and take that ribbed part and wear it like a bracelet. Yep, sure did that. I don't normally wear eyeliner, but for the sake of this video and because I'm actually heading out of town to a craft retreat weekend, hey, with a bunch of ladies that actually started as a scrapbook retreat years ago when I used to scrapbook, but now I just quilt and knit and we just kind of hang out and enjoy relaxation and doing all the crafty things. So I'm gonna be on the road. I have to run a couple errands before, and so why not put eyeliner on for that, because I rarely wear it. Beauty Counter is what I've got. I don't know if you can see it, Beauty Counter. And it is just the color outline eye pencil in black. Super simple. So when I wear eyeliner, I actually rarely put it on the top lid. I put it on the bottom, almost on the inside of my lid, if that makes sense. So let me see if I can do this in a way that you can see it. So I just kind of line where my lashes are like that. Can you see a difference? If I'm doing a smoky eye, which basically that's what I did today, like for date night or something, I will almost always do that. But for every day, so I still do a smoky eye for every day. I just don't use the dark color. I'll just do like a little bit more of a brown than my skin tone, and that's it. Like for most of my YouTube videos, when I throw makeup on, that's what it is. So it's still smoky, it's just not with a dark color like I have right now. All right, next I'm going to use my mascara, which again, you guessed it, is from Beauty Counter. This is in just black. just black mascara, no big deal. And I do use a curler. I went through this phase where I wanted to wear fake lashes a lot. I love the look of fake lashes. I'm not great at putting them on. And the biggest thing now is it's again one of those things that when COVID hit and I went through that phase of like a month or two where I didn't wear makeup and then I started wearing makeup again, I tried to put lashes on for something and my eyes watered the whole time. And so I don't know if it was the glue or the lashes or what, but now I'm just super sensitive to them, which is a bummer because like I said, I love the way they look. I just don't wear them because it's not worth the trouble for me. And I don't like my eyes watering because clearly that just means something's there that doesn't want to be there. And that's probably not good for me. So I'm just going to curl them and do that, and then I let it dry for a minute. I'll probably put my lips on and then I'll do this again. I don't know if you're supposed to do that or not. I've heard before that you're not supposed to, but I do it anyways. So there's that. Okay, so I know I talked about a lot of pretty negative things with the school. I do want to say that my youngest did enjoy his experience there. My oldest, not so much. The staff that was there was super helpful to us. Like after the first 2 weeks, we really didn't know if it was a fit for us to stay there. The boys were just really struggling with the transition. Again, most of that was on us with lack of prepping them and all the things that went along with that. But we met with one of the staff and she was so kind and helpful and cried with me in the office. And you know, they had a big heart and they wanted to see the boys succeed. I do want to point that out because that's huge for me. The care factor is huge for me. Now, will we send the boys to school again? We're not against it. If you are familiar with my other videos on homeschooling and all of that, you know that we take it year by year. However, will we pay to send them to school again? I don't know about that, boo. And right now, I'm not gonna lie, I'm just not a fan of the public school system right now. Not gonna get on that topic. All that to say, we'll be homeschooling at least through this year. We're also in apartment living right now too. So once we decide specifically where we're going to be for at least a year, our commitment frame is so small, at least a year, then, you know, our school options will likely change and then we'll reconsider because, you know, every school has its pros and cons. Even though there's multiple public schools, all of them are different. All of them have a different staff, different teachers, all the things. And we will consider all of that also. While my first mascara coating is drying, I'm gonna go ahead and put my lips on, which also is something I don't do often unless I'm like really going out. But again, for the fun and sake of this video, I'm gonna go ahead and put it on. So I just got this Buxom, I don't know, how do you say that? B-U-X-O-M. Dangerous Dolly is the color. It is the plumping lip liner because I need plump, girl. I need plump. I liked that it was like a mauve-y. I'm into mauve. I'm kind of obsessed with mauve these days. After I line it, I will then kind of like dab again. It's all the dabbing. Dabbing, get it? Okay, that wasn't funny. I will dab the color through like this and just kind of blend it in. Not completely, just enough that there's color there. And then I typically want to put a nude on top of it. So I do the liner just to add a little bit of color. This is a MAC lipstick. It is Cream de Nude. I have had this, y'all, look how nasty that is. I think it's melted before, maybe 2 or 3 times in my car. And it's like a cat, it's got 9 lives. But that's it, that's all I have left. So it's getting to the end. And I will just put this on top. Perfect. So it's funny because even having like spoken all of that out loud and reviewing and refreshing my mind of all of the frustrations we had, and even going over it with the boys, like they still, I say they, mostly my youngest, is still really interested in going to a traditional school again before he graduates high school. If we decide to, hopefully it'll be a much better experience and we're all more prepared for that type of transition. So much more prepared. So I feel like even just with that, because knowledge is power and we have knowledge now, I think should we make another transition to a traditional style of school, I do believe it would be so much better. All right, I'm going to add one more coat of mascara. So I'm gonna curl, coat, one more time. I don't know why I feel like it just curls my lashes a little bit more from curling it after I already have some mascara on. And also I feel like my left lash is out. I got my skin. I don't curl as well as my right because of the angle or something. I don't know. I mean, I feel like they're a little bit more curled after the second one. Probably not. I'm probably just lying to myself, but that's okay. It makes me feel good. So that is it. Now I'm gonna take out my hair clips and have my final look. All right, so what do we think? I think I like it. So much better without the yellow clips, right? So our transition out of traditional school and back to homeschool, for my oldest, we actually pulled him before COVID was even a thing. He was just struggling, and I knew that I could help him with what he was struggling with. He just needed a little bit more attention than what he was getting in a school setting, and I know that. And he had that benefit of one-on-one teaching. He thrives with that. Now, could he get that with someone else? Absolutely. The fact is that teachers just typically don't have the time. I believe that for the most part, they have the heart to help every single student that they can. I mean, that's why they're teaching, right? It's just difficult when you have a class of 20 plus students and you're trying to give them individualized attention. It's almost impossible. I am completely realistic in understanding that he just can't get what I can give him at school, and that's what he needs. That's what he thrives on. So for him, we pulled him early. Brooks stayed until they shut down because of COVID. And then he did their online stuff, which was a joke for pretty much every school, I'm sure. But because basically they said, like, your grade can't get any worse, but it could get better. So, and then a huge reason of why we homeschooled the following year was really COVID and all of the restrictions that came along with going to a school. And we know homeschooling. We know it like the back of our hand. So it was an easy transition for us to go back to that. And I kind of loved it. I'm not gonna lie. Like, when they went to the traditional school, I did not realize how much I would miss homeschooling them. Like, I truly, real talk, truly had to mourn my season of homeschooling because I came to grips with the realization that it was probably over, that I probably would not be homeschooling again. That was really tough. That was really tough for me. So I am super thrilled to be homeschooling this year. Last year I was excited about it too. It just was really tough because I did not have any full-time employees at my gym, and balancing that with homeschooling was slightly impossible. There was no balancing. It was just take each day as it comes and prioritize what really needs to be prioritized and get it done. Yeah, this year is great. This year is great, and I'm excited about it. Okay, that is it for me today. I hope you enjoyed the makeup follow along. I don't want to call it a tutorial because I don't know that it was a tutorial, but whatever it was, I hope that you enjoyed it. If you did like it, give me a thumbs up and let me know, and maybe I'll try to do something similar again. And if not, that's okay too. You live and you learn, right? Okay, I hope that you have a fantastic day, and I will see you soon. Bye-bye.